Hey everyone, Vigorous Rapscallion here with the first look at Megalith, a MOBA shooter hybrid from Disruptive Games. Now, this is the first project to come out of Disruptive Games Studios, however, they have stated they're going to be focusing on multiplayer virtual reality experiences. To be clear, this isn't a review. What I got to play was the stress test open beta, not a full version of the game. As such, I'm just going to be telling you about some of the features I saw and giving you a brief preview of the heroes. If you'd like to see a full review, stay tuned and I'll be releasing one after the full release of the game. Let's jump right in. Now, the gameplay of Megalith is fast-paced but not frantic, and the blending of MOBA and shooter elements works spectacularly. Obviously, being good at both is best, but players who are more into shooters can make up for a lack of skill at MOBAs, and vice versa. In the game, you get to control one of 5 currently available Titans, and attempt to assault an enemy base accompanied by a teammate and wave after wave of respawning minions. The goal of the game is not to get kills, but rather to destroy the enemy base. Each Titan has a unique base attack, as well as having 4 other powers. 3 of the powers are standard, with the 4th having a much longer recharge time, but unleashing devastating field-changing effects. I only got to try 2 of the 5 Titans available, but I'll briefly scroll through the rest so you can pause the video and read the descriptions of their powers if you'd like. The 2 Titans I tried out were Aurora and Tundra. Aurora is a ranged crowd control character with a chain attack and an area of effect attack, as well as an attack that roots enemies to the ground. This can be incredibly useful when used synergistically with other Titans' close range abilities.
Where is he? There we go.
Her 4th power launches you into the air so you can snipe at enemies for a few seconds. A skilled player with a good vantage point can easily take out the entire enemy team with this power. Tundra is an aggressive, shotgun-wielding assault character with the ability to generate a shield and a strip of ice that slows enemies while speeding her up. She can also hit an enemy with ice shackles, which requires them to physically shake their hands in order to free themselves. This character really speaks to my inner troll, as the idea of forcing someone to do something silly in real life through the actions of a video game puts a giant smile on my face. It's also very satisfying playing an assault-style character in VR, as you know you're not just really big on their screen, you're actually in their face. Her 4th power summons a damage over time blizzard around her that follows her as she moves. When coupled with your other powers, this can turn you into a nigh unstoppable assault machine for a short period of time. The MOBA gameplay really does modify the standard shooter tactics very nicely. In standard shooters, it's preferable to kill an enemy in almost every circumstance. But in Megalith, it might be preferable to allow an enemy to retreat and lick their wounds if, say, there's a full lane of minions that you can take care of, or if they retreat behind their towers. The map I played had 2 rows of defensive towers that will damage your Titan if you get too close without minions present to soak up the fire. Beyond that is the core. Once you've destroyed the core, you've won the round. In Megalith, you can make a run directly for the core tower, but hitting the towers on the way is incentivized. Destroying the enemy towers fills up a small gauge surrounding a fist icon on the bottom right of the screen. When the icon is full, you can raise your hands above your head to summon a platoon of armored minions. The feel of this mechanic is incredibly satisfying, and it can reverse the direction of a lane almost immediately. You can also optionally destroy a small structure in the enemy base that, when destroyed, will generate a massive siege golem to fight for your team. One thing that really stood out to me about the game balance was that rounds that are lost don't really feel hopeless until the last 20 seconds or so. For instance, the most clutch victory I had me and my teammate down to 25% core health and no defenses left. We managed to turn the tide of the battle in one glorious game-ending push, taking the enemy from undamaged to dead in just a few minutes. The way the game's set up really doesn't allow you to bank an advantage and rest on your laurels for the rest of a round. You're gonna have to keep pushing at the enemy. If you let your guard down because you're up, you will lose.
Enemy tower destroyed. You are victorious.
From beyond the grave. That was pretty good. We are victorious. Overall, I've had a ton of fun with Megalith so far, and I plan on pre-ordering it so I can participate in the beta. Keep watching the channel for an in-depth look at the 3 characters I didn't cover next week, and stay tuned for a full review after the full release of the game. As always, thanks for watching, and have a nice day.